In this series on self-esteem and self-confidence, we look at the definition of self-esteem and the definition of self-confidence. We'll explore the differences and similarities between the two. How to fix and build up low self-esteem and low self-confidence will also be discussed. We'll also look at how to build self-confidence and explore self-confidence and self-esteem quotes. Hi, Albertus from bestreviewstudio.com here. What's the definition of self-confidence? The word confidence derives from the Latin word fidere, which means to trust. We can thus say if you are self-confident, you have trust in yourself, more particularly your ability or aptitude to deal successfully, or at least adequately, with what the world throws at you. A self-confident person embraces a new challenge, sees opportunities, deal with challenging circumstances, and take ownership when things go wrong. Let's now look at the definition of self-esteem. The word esteem comes from the Latin word estimare, which means to appraise, value, rate, weigh, or estimate. Simply put, self-esteem is how we think our own worth relates to others in our world. How and what we think about ourselves governs how we act towards ourselves, those around us, and the world in general. A lot of people use the terms self-confidence and self-esteem interchangeably. One should not, however, confuse the one with the other. Let's take a look at the differences between self-esteem and self-confidence. Self-esteem. Let's switch the word esteem with the word approval. Think of a time you held someone in high esteem. Basically, you approved of them. When you have high self-esteem, it simply means you approve of yourself. When you have low self-esteem, you disapprove of yourself. You see yourself as not good enough for someone or something. We'll get to how to build self-esteem a bit later. An excellent quote on self-esteem is from Lao Tzu. Because one believes in oneself, one doesn't try to convince others. Because one is content with oneself, one doesn't need others' approval. Because one accepts oneself, the whole world accepts him or her. Self-confidence. Self-confidence is a trust you have in yourself to perform a certain task. An example is an engineer has the self-confidence he or she can design the strongest bridges in the world, with a track record to prove this. This demonstrates the engineer is a capable engineer. This does not mean they are capable of carrying out other tasks with self-confidence. For instance, speaking in public. The following quote from the Dalai Lama on self-confidence rings true. With realization of one's own potential and self-confidence in one's ability, one can build a better world. Why is it important to distinguish between the two? Self-esteem. Often, people who appear extremely confident in performing certain tasks privately lack self-love or self-approval. They might need constant approval from outside, someone to tell them how good they are in order for them to actually function full of confidence. Often, people with low self-esteem try and mask this by trying to outdo others in a certain field. They need to be the fastest sprinter, get the highest marks, collect the most medals, and still they don't feel good about themselves. Self-confidence. People who lack self-confidence might feel good about themselves, attractive and healthy, yet still lack the confidence in performing certain tasks. It might be because they don't have the necessary skill set, experience, or something completely different altogether. With self-confidence and self-esteem, the one quite often feeds off the other, either in a good or a bad way. Sometimes the best way to gain both is to first get self-confident in your ability to achieve whatever you want. Once you've proven to yourself you can achieve what you set yourself out to do, you'll start feeling good about yourself. What follows is your self-confidence and self-esteem will start feeding off each other in a positive way. We'll explore this further in the next video. Hang on a minute. How do we get self-confidence in the first place? Where do we get self-confidence if we never had any? That's why I'm here to help you. I've created a free to download ebook called 11 Small Steps to Skyrocket Your Self-Confidence. Applying just one of the 11 small steps in your life is sure to result in a marked difference to your self-confidence and self-esteem. It's yours for the taking, and it's free. My gift to you. The link to your free copy is in the description below. 11 small steps to skyrocket your self-confidence. Don't forget to leave a comment and tell us what value you've gained from the ebook. Also, in order not to miss out on when the next video in the series is uploaded, remember to subscribe to my channel below. Just click on the subscribe button and be the first to know. See you in the next video.